Today, I'm hoping to finish solving my 12 by 12 paper storage problem with a big switcheroo. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and now that I've been in my new studio for a few months, I've already kind of discovered some things that are not working for me. And one of those things is the 12 by 12 paper storage solutions that I came up with. Parts of them are working for me, parts of them are not. And so today I'm going to do some switching up of where things belong to see if I can make it work a little bit better. So this is part two. In part one, I did some updating of my current system. I love 12 by 12 envelopes or sleeves. I will definitely link that video down below. I updated and relabeled and have everything kind of organized, but now I need to figure out how I'm going to store these items in my craft studio in a more effective way. So that being said, let's go. All right, as you come into the filming part of my studio, here is my current setup. So I have this piece right here. This is working okay. This is where I have some of my favorite collections stored, so I can easily get to it. It's actually a shoe organizer, but is working out pretty well for some of my favorite 12 by 12 collections. However, down here is where I have the rest of my paper stored, and I would say this is less successful. It's all kind of down where I can't get to it. I don't see it that often. So this is less than ideal. And when I did my craft room studio tour, someone suggested something so smart. When I did my full studio tour, I was sharing about these shelves and how I really like how this shelf is organized, but when you start going up, this is all kind of random stuff, things that I don't get into very often. And someone amazingly suggested that why don't I move my 12 by 12 paper over here to where I can access it a little bit easier and move these things that I don't need as often, move them out of the way. And I thought that was such a good idea. Then I had one of my Patreon members suggest these containers. These are 12 by 12 containers that are perfect. They actually have little wheels, which would work really well on a smooth surface, but I think these are going to be perfect for storing the 12 by 12 envelopes that I already have. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to transfer all of those 12 by 12 envelopes, sleeves, however you want to call them. We're going to put them in here by category, and then we're going to start to move things back and forth, a big old switcheroo, to see if it'll work better for my 12 by 12 paper storage. Here is a closer look at these storage bins. It's a nice sturdy plastic. They do have these little wheels. I'm putting them on the wire shelves and they don't have a solid surface, but this would be easy to move and pull in and out. If you had them stored and you had to just pull them out, they were a little heavier. I think that would be fantastic. But what I'm going to do is I have 8 of these to start with. I'm going to pull my 12 by 12 storage sleeves and start kind of sorting things into the 8 containers to see what categories I can come up with. And then once that is stored, I'm going to pull all the paper out from the cabinets, pull all the things down from the shelves, and see how organized we can get this look. So let's start by sorting my current 12 by 12 storage sleeves. Step 1 was to sort my 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to have one bin that is all my scraps. I actually store my scraps in dry erase envelopes. I have a whole video from years ago on how I did that, and then I also updated that when I just sorted through my paper recently. But I'm kind of grouping things together by manufacturer and brand. That works well for me because of my business here on YouTube. I'm generally looking for things by brand. You may want to organize by color or by theme or by feel. Maybe you have some that are a little bit more whimsical, some that are a little bit darker, bolder colors, brighter colors, however you like to think of it, however you find yourself looking for these pieces, that's how I would start to sort them into the bins. So that's what I'm going to do, get everything sorted into these different bins to even see if I have enough of them. And then once I do that, I will start making the great switcheroo. This is one of those involved projects where things kind of get worse before they get better. And we're just going to work through it. So taking things off of these shelves. Yes, these shelves are really high. Yes, I am actually very tall. I'm 6 feet tall, so it's not a big deal to me to have some higher pieces. I do have a little step stool available that will help me reach up and get things when I need it. So my idea was to have the 12 by 12 paper on the bottom shelf for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I actually use that paper more. The 8.5 by 11 that's organized into these magazine holders is not stuff I reach for all the time. It's kind of some of the basics, but it's not a big deal. I don't reach for it all of the time. The 12 by 12, however, I'm hoping to use a lot more. So I thought, let's put that on the lower shelf right at eyesight. And then the other thing is, I thought weight wise, meaning visual weight, it made more sense to have the larger paper on the bottom. I didn't want it to be visually heavy on the top and kind of lighter on the bottom. It was just a kind of something that occurred to me, and I think it's going to work out just fine. Now, there was so much adjusting of these magazine holders. I wanted them all on the same row, of course. These are just plastic ones that I purchased when I moved to this studio. You kind of assemble them. I got 2 different sets. Definitely wanted the rainbow look. I think they're visually beautiful. And I was really pleasantly surprised by how well these bins fit on the wire shelves. In the future, I would love to get covers for these wire shelves. They definitely have shelf liners that make it solid, but they also have very cool wooden covers that kind of slip over the top of the shelves, make them look a little bit more built in. I think that would be really cool, but that's not something I'm doing at this moment. However, I was very pleasantly surprised that the bins stood up really well on their own. My thought was, if I'm going to move paper over in this direction, why not move as much paper as possible? So I'm shifting everything over. I have some bins that have collage paper and tissue paper, junk journal items, things like that. And I'm going to make room for all of that stuff over on these shelves as well. It just makes sense to have all these paper pieces together. The one thing is that I still have 12 by 12 collections over next to my desk in the filming area where my craft desk is. And those, like I said, those are my favorites, the ones I'm reaching for more often. Right now, I don't think it's a big deal, but it's going to be something I'm going to consider if I want to end up moving things around just a bit. All right, I'm trying to figure out what am I going to put up top. I think I'm going to have to take this down and take these down. Let's just go. We're going to go all paper all the time over here, everyone. Let's just move these. I'm not grabbing for these machines very often at all, so it makes sense to have them kind of stored away. And on this top shelf, these are going to be things that I don't use very often at all. Those are specialty papers on long rolls. Then I have some different pieces that are Cricut papers, like Cricut felts, chipboard, things I can use with my Cricuts. Those are going to be there. Then I just have some art paper, maybe. I have some different options on papers that can go up here. Here's the thought. I can go a little bit different on the arrangement up here and eventually move some more 12 by 12 paper into this section. We'll just kind of see how it goes. You can see I'm trying to take off a label. It was unsuccessful, so let's just turn this thing around, shall we, so that it works a little bit better and hides the fact that I couldn't get that label off. There we go. That looks really great. That's some wrapping paper, some specialty wrapping paper, watercolor paper, mixed media paper, things like that. Last but not least, over here will be my vinyl scrap storage bin. We'll just put this up top, and it's looking pretty good. Now that everything is in its place, it's all about labeling. I did a ton of labeling on the individual envelopes. Now I'm going to label the bins. The truth is, I ran out of label tape. We'll need to order some more. So I did all of the labeling I could. Again, I organized by brands. So I'm going to label each bin with that brand so I can find what I'm looking for. Labeling is so important. It is probably, my label maker is probably the most used tool when organizing. It may not seem like it, it may seem like overkill, but really in the long run, it helps you to visually cue where things are so that you know on cleaning up, so that you know when you're searching for things. Just labels help you define where everything should be, and everything has a place when there is a label there for it. It's also going to be much harder for me to start stuffing random stuff into these bins because there's a label. It's like this little invisible barrier. I'm not going to go with things that don't have the correct label. So we're going to get all of this section labeled, and then I'm going to show you the finished product of shifting these two spaces back and forth. I think it's going to work out really well. I'm actually very anxious to get more of the labels so that I can get this done and labeled correctly, but it's good. I can see things. Let me see what you all think. I am so pumped with the finished result. Here is the big view. I feel like that looks so organized. Let's dive in a little bit closer. Okay, these are great because now I'm able to group things. I can relabel as needed. I can simply pull down the bin that has the paper I'm looking for. I love that. All of my paper in one place, or let's just go with most of my paper. I still left some over in the other room, but I might end up moving it because I feel like this works really well. Collage pieces, junk journaling, all the basic cardstock, and then up tall, yes, it's hard to get up there. No, I don't need these things as much. These are specialty Cricut pieces, specialty papers. But actually, at least I can see that they're up there. Like there's the reminder that they are there. I have my little step stool to get what I need, but this makes me so happy. It makes me feel like I can really easily use what I have instead of having it closed away. So this I'm very, very excited about. And I actually was able to end up pretty much emptying the cabinet over here. So I have some extra storage down here. Sorry about the fan sound, but it's kind of hot in here. So down here we have my extra machines, and then there's room. There's certainly room to add more things if need be, but that's going to work out really, really well. Let me know what you think. Was the switcheroo worth it? Do you like the wall right here? I am liking a lot more. I'm wondering if I need to move my other 12 by 12 paper over here, maybe add some more rows, some more bins right here, do a little bit of reorganizing and get it all in one spot. That's a maybe right now. I'm going to live with this, see how this works, and then we'll kind of decide if everything needs to shift over. But I'd love to hear your thoughts for sure. Thank you so much for joining me on my little organization adventure. My goal is to share some more organizing videos with you all and to show you more of the real-time aspect of it. Very few organization projects can happen all in one sitting. I am refining and really getting into some detailed organization in my studio, and that's going to take time. And I want to encourage you all, if your organization projects are taking time, if you're having to go over it 2-3 times just to really get it where you want, you're not the only one, and I am right there with you. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we have a lot more organization coming your way in 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have linked a few of the products that I used down in the description box of this video. So if you want to check those out, make sure to click on that box and find those links. Huge shout out to my Patreon community. You all are the best. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. If you want to join in on some more hands-on projects, perks, live streams, things like that, Patreon is the place to be. You can find out more at patreon.com/ScrappyWife. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.